Nothing says wedding reception like self-important bridesmaids and other guests. I promise everybody will dance if you play it. Hi, can you play this song right now? Everyone wants to hear this song. You've got to play it. When are you going to play my song? No one wants to hear this. Can you put this on instead? We need to hear a little bit of this, and we need to hear a little bit of that. But I requested it. Why haven't you played it? We're going to be leaving in a few minutes. I need you to play my song next. The bride wants to hear this song next. If you've never heard any of this rhetoric before, you're probably not a mobile DJ. The whole bride wants to hear it next is my absolute favorite. It's kind of like a bunch of bridesmaids-to-be got together and said, hey, how can we get the DJ to play something that we want to hear despite what the wishes of the bride and groom are? Let's just tell them the bride asked for it. 9 times out of 10, the bride didn't ask for it. What ends up happening is you either catch them in a lie or you go ahead and think they're telling you the truth, you play the song and you get yelled at. So how do you get around this? Alex the Bubble has a suggestion. He said, why don't you give the bride and groom a password? So if they really want to send someone up to request a song for them on their behalf, you have to ask them for the password before you play it. My only problem with that is, what if the password is overheard and it gets abused? And then you have to come up with new passwords. Now I got to remember different passwords for gigs. And the bride and groom have to remember it too. And quite frankly, usually they're more overwhelmed than they need to be anyway. So I am suggesting to all of my clients that from now on, do not send anyone up to request songs on your behalf. Please don't do it. This can cause problems. Last week I had a client come up and request a whole bunch of songs. And I had them all lined up. It was towards the end of the night. About a song or two later, somebody came up and said, the bride wants to hear something, which had nothing to do with what I was playing. And I said, look, the groom just requested a bunch of tunes. I'll see what I can do. In my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, this isn't really happening. The bride doesn't want to hear anything. About 5 minutes later, the bride comes up and says, why haven't you played that song? That was a good request, and I asked her to come to you. Well, I said to her, fine, I'll play it for you, but just so you understand, most of the time when people come up and say the bride wants to hear whatever, it's a lie, and it's something you don't want to hear. Incidentally, this client didn't want any line dances, and I had tons of requests for line dances. They refused to let me play them. Fine, that's up to them. But if someone would have come to me and said, hey, the bride said go ahead and play line dances, that's tough. And then what's my responsibility? Do I have to go to the bride each time and say, hey, look, they said that you said I should play line dances. Are they lying to me? And she'll say, oh, yeah, they're lying to me. It's a lot of work. So from now on, I'm going to suggest that my clients don't send anyone up to request songs on their behalf. If someone wants to request a song, that's fine. Request it on the party guest's behalf, on their own behalf, not on the bride and groom's. I think that might help solve some problems. So anyway, just a suggestion and some thoughts for you on a Monday. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.